Season 51, War Number 3. We've matched up here against Tuga, and the bands are Crossbones, Hulkling, Maestro, Venom, and White Magneto. And you should pay very big attention to that last one being White Magneto, because that's going to be very relevant for later in the video. So, we're gonna take the war with Angela, Omega Sentinel, and Odin. So, I've been taking a lot of Angela fights this season so far. After the end of this war, I will have taken 13 fights with her, and it's only War 3, which is pretty crazy. But we're going to start here against this Guardian on Node 6. I took this exact same fight last war, and it's largely just the same as last time, where we kind of just try to make sure he doesn't gain a lot of prowess, only bait SP1s, ideally dex them, and then just do regular Angela stuff, and then he eventually is going to die. So anyway, I'm just alternating my combos to try to not let him ever get prowess, and then yeah, it's pretty easy from there. We're just doing a bunch of extra damage whenever we crit. Had to pause the fight there because of something else that was distracting me, but it was fine. So at this point, he's almost dead. I'm gonna go for like a full combo and a relic, and then that's gonna basically finish the job. We get some very nice crits on the basics there, and that was only my first fight, so we're gonna have a lot more extra damage when the Odin synergy starts to kick in more. We're gonna take an Omega Sentinel fight here against this Domino, and I have two Omega Sentinel fights this war, both just against path fights, but they are pretty nice. So obviously, Omega Sentinel basically hard counters Domino because she never takes crit fail and stuff like that, so obviously we have the stupid evade to deal with, but it's okay. And yeah, I always forget Domino reduces stun duration when lucky, so I had to use my auto block there. But that's why I like to charge up my armors as early as possible when playing Omega Sentinel. It's very helpful to where, in case you do need that auto block later, which I shouldn't have really needed it, but clearly I did there, so I'm glad I had it ready. So now we have 5 plasmas. They're going to tick pretty hard, and I don't even know why I threw the relic there. It didn't really matter. But yeah, I need to get a pause ideally as soon as possible, but also my plasmas still have a decent bit of duration on them, so it's not really too big a deal. And there we go, that Domino is dead just like that. So now we move on to the next Omega Sentinel fight, which is against this Mr. Sinister. I'm going to activate Electrostatic Pull, which is just going to let me have the heal block active. It doesn't really matter which pre-fight I use, just because if I just use a heavy attack, then I switch to another one, and nothing's really preventing me from using a heavy attack, but at the same time, I just decided to make my life easier and do that. Especially when I can't like heavy counter his special attacks or anything. I would have to parry heavy. I don't really know if it matters at all, but this Sinister, you know, he's not really a threat here because we have the heal blocks just to shut down Reinvigorated. So anyway, we place plasmas here, and one thing I actually didn't know going into this fight was that Sinister would remove plasmas from himself on the SP1. I did know that I wouldn't take degen because I'm a robot, but I didn't know he removed the debuffs still, so that kind of surprised me. I was like, where'd my plasmas go? Why am I not dealing damage? Oh, he still purifies them. That's right. So that was fun to learn, but again, I did know that he would never degenerate me because I'm a robot, so it's not like it was a safety issue. I was just like, wait, why aren't they there? So next up, we're going to fight this Green Goblin on Node 28. When I say I had an actual heart attack after this fight, I really mean it, because I was at work, I was taking a break, and I was just going to get my path fights done early, and I thought, hey, this Green Goblin shouldn't be a problem. I just go Nullify Immune, and then it's like a non-issue from there. I get caught in a dashback. He crits me twice. There goes 30% of my health, and my Indestructible boost, which was going to be very crucial for when he goes unblockable. So here, he throws an SP1, I block it, it's fine. Hey look, he's unblockable now. So I get a nice intercept there, except he throws an SP1, obviously I don't know how to dex it because it's a very hard special dex, crits me at the end, I'm down to 50% now. And he's gonna go unblockable again pretty soon, just because he goes unblockable like crazy on this node. So, there we go, he's unblockable again. I throw the relic, I catch him, he's healing for just a stupid amount. I have armor breaks on him using Despair, he's still healing a stupid amount. My dash back somehow doesn't register in time. I don't have debuffs on me. He catches me once again after the SP2, and I'm like, I'm gonna die. I'm actually absolutely dead. He's unblockable, I throw my SP1. We have a regen going that's gonna give me a little bit more health. I go for a recovery intercept, I get it, and he's dead. I have absolutely no words for how terrifying that was. But he's dead now, and I'm never fighting a Green Goblin in war again. I actually refuse. I literally texted or sent a message in my Discord server. I almost lost my deathless streak to a Green Goblin. A sentence I never thought I would say in my entire life. So, next up, we're gonna move on to this shocker here on Node 39. I've taken this fight before, twice actually. Here's the important part. The last 2 times I took this, I had Wags, which is why it's very important that that Wags was banned. And because I don't have Wags, it means that I cannot parry medium light, build clarity up early. I can only parry medium safely, and I also have to deal with the fact that he has a billion bars of power because of Power Snack, and I can't really ramp up my buffs until I have clarity up so I can safely do stuff. He auto-blocks me, of course. Again, a regen now, so I'm at 5 clarity. He evades me now. I'm like, dude, can I just get an opening? There, dropped input makes me not be able to dex. I forget that he goes unblockable, and then he throws a heavy attack as soon as I start blocking, out of absolutely nowhere. I pause the fight because I know I'm dead. Of course I'm dead. I eat a 24k heavy attack. So Deathless Season is dead, just like that. I took off a whole 2% of his health. I've never had a war fight go as terribly as that did. Not like, I cannot remember a war fight going that badly before. Like, I did a whole 2% of his health. So I'm going back in, and I'm just like, okay, please can this go better than before? Maybe I can get better clarity RNG. And I somehow don't intercept him there. I don't even know how. I take the Power Sting damage. I was aware that was on me. But I just need to get him away from me a bit. And here he throws a heavy attack. That's fine. And I'm Nullify immune at this point. So Power Snack is not an issue, which is good. But I'm going for the counter there. I probably could have gotten parried, honestly. I'm lucky that I didn't. I shouldn't have tried to counter it, but whatever. I'm trying to bait an SP2. He doesn't feel like throwing it. He's unblockable constantly, so I'm like, well, if I mess up at Dex, I'm just going to die because he hits me. He still won't throw it. He finally does. Takes a lot of block damage, of course. Get the Dex, it's fine. We have a bunch of precisions now, which is cool, but I do want Furies, ideally. And there I got the Furies. I tried to intercept him by countering his medium with a light, and I was late, I guess. He stuns me, and yeah, that was almost very bad. It still was really bad. Here he's at 12%. I finally get an intercept, and he dies. Like, why couldn't that happen on my first attempt, man? Whatever. Deathless Season's over, but it's okay. I've still never had a Deathless Season. I'm working to get one, but obviously it's not going to be this one. Oh well, it's fine. Next up, we fight Shuri on Node 41. I was going into this fight extremely confident when we planned it, but now after that death, I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. But I get clarity up, so it's fine. I know Shuri's special dexes pretty well, but I also don't want to risk them, especially when the SP2, it like doesn't really matter if I get the dex for, because I can't counter it anyway. So I will try to dex SP1s, but SP2s I won't try to dex. And I say I know the SP1 dexes. I mess it up, because of course I do. But luckily I hit her, so the root isn't going to trigger. Here I'm trying to get any crits whatsoever. I wasn't really, but now I did. She throws her SP2 here, gonna block some of it. Dex out of the last hit, dex that part, and here I go for a parry light, and here I'm at 10 bubble shield. The next attack that she throws is supposed to go unblockable. That's 2 hits. They both didn't go unblockable. When's it gonna go unblockable? The one hit when I actually try to block it. I'm like, dude, it literally says the next hit is gonna go unblockable. She thrown 2 of them, and it didn't. And I know the node works that way, and here I'm getting hit, because I just threw the special. I thought she dashed at me, I guess she didn't. I don't know. At this point, I'm just so in a bad state of mind. And luckily, those shocks aren't ticking for even harder, because I should be dead. But we got the solo. I'm at 22% health. I'm going to finish this war with only one item left that I could have used. Because obviously war limits me to 15 items per war. I used 14 potions this war, so that's awesome. Here I'm going to go against this arcade on node 45. This is another fight where having a Wags would have been awesome, but I didn't have one, obviously, because he was banned. Luckily, I'll just spoil it, this fight goes really well. Arcade is just a joke with Tactic. Like, I can't wait for Tactic to be gone, and maybe he's somewhat a threat, because I love Arcade. I want him to be a good defender, and he's just not this Tactic because of how easy Clarity makes him. So that's unfortunate, but yeah. This fight, it's fine. I'm not going to go for parries a lot. I'm going to drop the SP1 in a moment. Just keep baiting SP2s. And, well, yeah, I want to bait SP2s because Arcade does a thing where his damaging debuffs cannot have their duration reduced. So if he throws an SP1, he obviously activates the Poison Cloud. And Angela's not going to reduce the duration of the poisons because of that ability that he has. So I don't want him to throw SP1s if I can help it. Also, I am blocking his SP2s, which in BGs I would be dexing out of the final hit because he gains 3 arcade tokens if you don't. But in war, that doesn't matter because the arcade tokens just let him auto-block, and he can't do that in war anyway because of clarity. So I really am just going to try to block the last hit and not risk like messing it up somehow, and then I have a bleed on me that I can't reduce the duration of. So yeah, very clean fight. It's fine. Yeah, I knew that fight was going to be pretty easy, and obviously with the Wags it would have been even easier. So the last fight of the war is going to be against Prowler on node 47, and when I planned this one, I was very, very confident that I could win this one, but I did give the option to a Bullseye player in our battle group, and then he was like, yeah, you can have the fight, and I was like, sure, I'll take it. My phone lags immediately. I went for a parry, like, my finger went to block as soon as the fight started, and my phone lagged. It wasn't an input issue, I felt it in my phone. Because my phone always vibrates on the fight start, I have the setting for that, it didn't vibrate at all. So that's not an issue on the game, that's just my phone being stupid, unfortunately. But it was very annoying, and I'm lucky I didn't lose more health than I actually did. Luckily, another nice thing about the Odin synergy is not only are like your Furies and stuff getting their potencies increased, but so are your regens. So any health that I lost there, the regen was really potent coming out of it. So and yeah, Angela's just hitting like an absolute mob boss, man. Like, she 27k medium, and we only had 2 of the 3 Furies we could have had. So anyway, I go for a parry there, except he throws a heavy, so it doesn't matter. And then yeah, he's just dead. So I knew that fight was going to go very smoothly, but I just wish the Shocker fight went better than it did. And if I had Wags, I wouldn't have died. And I can definitely say from here on out, I'm never planning a war with Angela taking 39 Shocker and not having a Wags, because clearly it just doesn't work. And I wish it did. But luckily we won the war anyway. There seems to be a common theme in my wars where I die, but my alliance carries me anyway. Because like all the deaths I had the season before, and mainly the season before and the season before that especially, any war that I died, we had a very high chance of winning still, thanks to my amazing battle group mates and stuff. But yeah, we did win the war. My battle group played relatively bad, and yeah, obviously I was part of that, but the other 2 carried us. So we had that donut first war, we had 1 death the second war, so we were down for an off war eventually. It's fine, and we didn't lose the war because of it, so I'm not mad at anyone. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Deathless season's over, but I'm still gonna be playing my hardest for the rest of it, obviously. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.